Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to What's on Tap podcast. I'm your host, Stefan.
I'm your host, Martin.
And so I noticed something that's been popping up, and I've seen this not just once, not just twice, but maybe 4 times on my Instagram feed, that there's a certain beer that people are calling the best Pilsner in Sweden.
Yep.
And I've never tried it before. And I said, you know what? We got to try this beer. We have to try what McKellar is calling Sweden's best Pilsner.
Of course.
And of course, not having tried it, I said, you know what? I'm going to put it up against what I think is Sweden's current best Pilsner. And so today what we have is the Helsinge Pilsner against the Hyllie Hapi Pils, which is called a Pacific Lager. I don't know.
So the Pils is a Pacific Lager. Yeah. Are we comparing apples and oranges now?
Well, I thought we were until
But the Happy Pils, of course, is a Pils.
It's called Happy Pils, so I didn't even question what they're called. So anyway, so you've had Helsinge Pils there before.
Yeah, but it's
many years ago. Many years ago.
10 plus years ago. So Helsinge have been at Systembolaget for so long that I tried them in the early days. They're from East Coast Sweden.
Yeah.
Like middle of Sweden, north of Stockholm. That's kind of where they're at.
Okay. And they make several beers. I think very traditional German styles from what I've seen.
The only one I remember is the smoke beer, which was
the smoke,
kind of nice.
The smoked one, I think, is their most recent. But this comes in at like a bomber size here.
50 something.
Yeah, it's a 50 centiliter. It's a big boy. Which is surprising. I didn't expect, because I had to special order this for some Systembolaget. You can't get it, as far as I could tell, it wasn't available on the shelves in Malmö.
No.
I had to special order this. So I thought, well, then that makes it even more important that we try this beer and sample it on the show. So just comparing the two together, the Helsinge Pils is a darker, more of an ambery kind of color. Whereas the Hapi Pils is a much lighter in color beer.
Yeah. It's just how the light hits it.
Well, here, let me move the bottle out of the way here, and you can see the light hits it.
From my angle, your glasses are very different in color, but mine look very similar. But that's just how how the lighting is in this room.
All right, so let's try the Helsinge Pilsner
Both
first.
Both a nice white, fluffy hair.
Yeah, very much of a Pilsner kind of style with the bubbles in the glass and the Pilsner looking kind of stuff there. Yeah,
So this is the Helsinge Pilsner.
This is Helsinge Pilsner. It is a 5% ABV Pilsner. The Hapi Pils is... I think it's also 5%. Yeah, it's also 5%. So same ABV.
And my rating for Helsinge Pils is 11 years old.
Yeah, it's quite old.
What? Aren't ratings eternal?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now I get what you mean. There are some people in my Untapped feed. Some friends that really love this.
4.25 kind of rating on this. It's quite surprising. Like I said, when I saw I'd never heard of it 6 months ago, and now McKellar on the personal feed has posted this is Sweden's best lager, or best Pilsner. A lot of people on Untapped are giving this really high ratings, 4.25.
But it's not just one person; it's several.
Yeah.
Here we have some Malmö people also giving it a 4.
4, right? So people are really loving this beer. So what do you think of it?
The first impression is that it is clean and clear. It lacks the off flavors like butter, vegetables, metal. It lacks those. But it's also kind of forgettable. Well, and having that said, I've had some traditional pilsners that pastry stout lovers would call forgettable, but they've been memorable in their even traditional pilsners have flavors that stick out. Like, wow, this is so crisp, and the breadiness is perfect, and the hint of cereal.
Yeah.
This one kind of screams beer. It's a beer.
I think it's extremely drinkable.
Yes?
Would I call it Sweden's best Pilsner?
No.
I would say Rimmelov's House Pils, I think is a better, more interesting Pilsner than this. It's good. I think it's a very well done beer. I think it's actually very drinkable.
Yeah.
It's very tasty. On a hot day, again, this is good on very, very easy. But I wouldn't go out of my way to special order a bunch of these on the shelf to get it again. It's a good once try, but it's not blowing me away. And I'm not trying to like I wasn't expecting this to be like, oh my god, this is the most end all be all Pilsner of all time. But I really wanted to try. Like, people are really raving about this beer. Let me give it a try. Let me see what I think about it.
Right.
And for me, this is it's good. It's like a 3.5. Overall.
It is a 3.5 for me as well. And let's call it a growth for me, because 11 years ago I gave this a 3.
Yeah.
But I didn't like...
I would say over the past 3 years, you've really come to appreciate lagers and pilsners and the Keller beers and things like that in a way that you didn't before.
But let's be generous and chalk that up to the Stefan effect. You have taught me to appreciate cleaner, crisper pilsners better. That is true. So this going from a 3 to a 3.5, sure, it shows some maturation for me, but it should have gotten more.
I agree. It should have been, because I've tried other pilsners, the Swedish-based pilsners, that I've liked more than this.
Yes.
And I've tried Czech and German and other styles that I've liked better than this. It's very drinkable, but it's also... If I had just tried this blind and I didn't know what the hype was around it, I don't know that I would have even thought twice about it.
Right.
And honestly, it's a beer that I would have tried and then forgotten I had tried. And then been like, oh, everyone's raving about this beer. Maybe I need to try it again because maybe I'm missing something. But I don't think that I am. I think that it's really good. It's better than average, but it's definitely not something that I find the hype for.
But it doesn't say when it was best before. That doesn't say anything. No, the Helsinge Pilsner, it doesn't say when it was made. We can let's assume it's fresh.
I mean, I would assume it's fresh. I just ordered it, and I've had it in my refrigerator for about a week.
It does say best before. It's 3 months away from its best before date.
Well, we have our...
It in 3 months, it has its best before date.
Yeah.
That seems quite near in time, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just put half a year.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. All right, so let's go into the Hyllie Hapi Pils.
And they call it Pacific because it has a little bit of New Zealand hops in it.
Yeah.
Right away, the aroma is... It's much more of an aroma. But maybe it's cheating by using Pacific hops.
Could be. Well, I mean, the other... Honestly, if you were to put this Helsinki Pilsner against a Mariestad or a...
Oh, the aroma is very
It's very...
macro.
It is kind of macro smelling on the nose. Whereas the Hapi Pils is... It's a little bit of a hoppiness to it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's much more alive in the glass than the other beer, the There's still a bit of foam on top, and if you agitate it, it definitely brings kind of this egg white meringue kind of frothiness to the top. And you've had this one before, right? You've tried this as well?
Yes, but I don't remember when I gave it, and I won't look it up beforehand.
Right,
Cheers.
well, cheers. See, I like the mouthfeel on this one better.
Yeah.
I like the flavors are much more dynamic. Still maintains this traditional Pilsner kind of flavor to it, but it's got a bit of the carbonation is better on it. I think it gives it a little more life and it's a little more interesting.
The carbonation on the body is slightly better. That's not thanks to the New Zealand hops, but then the flavor, it packs a more aromatic, a wider range of flavors. Mm-hmm. Where the Helsinge Pils is a bit more one note.
Yeah, it's a much more, not really perfumey, but more aromatic. Like there's more interesting flavors happening in the glass. This is a beer I would definitely drink many cans of over a summer. Yeah. This might be my beer of the summer. It is really,
you're calling it
a strong beer. Yeah. I'm not sure what the regularity is on this. It was part of the monthly assortment release, so I'm not sure if it'll be a recurring beer on the shelves. Hopefully, there's enough demand for it that we do see it as a regular release. The system will like it, because I really like this one. I think Hyllie has really outdone themselves in their lager category. They've been doing a lot of lagers and pilsners and those style beers recently. So I think they've really nailed this one.
Yeah, and it's a strong 375 for me.
This is a strong 4 for me.
Yeah, a strong 4.
A strong 4. Yeah.
It's a 3.8 on a more
on the
granular scale.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's good. It's good. Mm-hmm. I have to say it has a tiny note of, it's either like farmhouse or like foot.
A little bit of, I'm going to say a little sulfury egginess to it.
It's
kind
a
of
tiny hint of sulfur.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing that detracts from the overall, but it limits its upper rating.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It doesn't drag it down, but it introduces a ceiling for the rating.
Yeah. Well, I think they were both well worth a try.
Yes.
I'm really glad we got to try the Helsinge Pilsner. Again, perfectly fine. I think it was a good beer. It really wasn't the best Pilsner I've had in Sweden.
No, but having that said, I can't think of a single Swedish Pilsner that I've given higher than 3.8. The only Pilsners I give higher are the really classic ones in a proper setting.
Like so environment plays a lot into that final upper range.
For Pilsners to get the 425, they need to be on a German or Czech square with German or Czech food next to it.
Right. So you need the big liter Stein, and you need the woman with the big breast hanging out from the top of the dirndl or whatever, or what the dress is called.
That's not necessarily the dirndl. That's not necessary, but the food to go with it, and preferably the sun on a cobblestone square. Oh, that is life.
The bursting cleavage, and then it's all perfect.
You keep going back there. I mean, bursting cleavage can increase any beer. That's not Pilsner specific. No, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And now we're sitting here discussing the fine notes. Just having a large stein of local Pilsner, well brewed, of course. It has to be well brewed. There and then. It's unbeatable, and you don't need to go into the details of the aroma. You just enjoy it.
You just enjoy it. And both these are very enjoyable. But if I had to pick the one that I'm going to want to drink more often, it's going to be the Hapi Pils. Mm-hmm. It was really good. So let's wrap it up here. You can find both of these at System Blog. I think just order them if you can't get them on your local shelves. You will not be disappointed either way. You can find us next time online, of course, at What's on Tap Podcast, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you find podcasts, you can find What's on Tap. So until next time.